again. It says audio input capture is working. I think it was my headphones that were messing it up. Let's see. Get my Animal Crossing playing. OBS just crashed on me. That was fun. And now I have to get the iPad thing working again. Let's see, video capture. Always something with streaming, huh? Come on, video capture. Oh my god, it's always something. See, the video was working and now it's not. It's this thing with the iPad video capture that just gives me so much trouble. But nobody's in here yet anyway, that's fine. How's everyone doing while I figure this out? Will it let me do a new video capture while I'm streaming, or do I need to end the stream and then figure it out and then start it again? I might need to do that. Yeah, let me do that. I'll be right back. I think it'll let me pick back up if I do it within like a minute. Alright, 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I should be back and the video's working. Do we see the options on the screen for what I want to draw tonight? Let's see. Make sure everything's good. I do like that OBS just lets me resume where I was at so I don't have to like make a new stream because that would be very annoying for everyone. Okay, yes. Alright, so this is my idea. I have been procrastinating starting new pieces for my portfolio for months now, so I want to get some practice drawing cute animals and cute food, and 'tis the season. It's the holiday season. Thanksgiving was yesterday. Hope everyone ate everything delicious. I celebrated by eating an ungodly amount of mashed sweet potatoes. Why is there food on the canvas? Great question. So a portfolio piece I've been wanting to do is like a big Redwall style of feast with like tons of little animals and lots of decadent food. So I thought I'd get some practice drawing things like that and just ask everyone who's here, all three of you, what animal of these three options you would like to see me draw the most and what type of food you'd like to see me draw the most. I'll work on something like this for like an hour. And then I'll do some sketch requests, maybe finish up the one I started last week. But I'd like to get a rough draft started of like a cute animal with a cute food, just to like get the ball rolling on some portfolio stuff I've been procrastinating for months now. And I thought it would be fun with like Thanksgiving and holidays and whatnot. So we have option A, an otter, option B, a badger, option C, a mouse. And then for food, option A, some kind of stew. I'll make it relate to whatever animal we pick. So like an otter would be a seafood one. B, a cake, same thing. I'll try to match the cake to like what the animal would eat. And then C, some type of bread. It doesn't have to be a loaf like this. Maybe a fancy little braided loaf or, you know, something more holiday-ish. That can be determined later. But I want to get a rough sketch of like a cute animal and a cute food. Mouse cake would be cute. The mouse eat the cake. Okay. Mouse and cake is a good combo. So I think we're going to do mouse and cake. Let me do a new 10 by 10 canvas. And I have some rough saved. I actually ordered the Redwall cookbook for myself. It should be here tomorrow because it's fully illustrated and it has lots of beautiful pictures of cute little animals with food. So I'll work on a sketch of this for the next hour and then I'll do some sketch requests. I did start one the other week for some character whose name I can't remember, the cute skeleton dog. Might finish that, but then again, if I'm spending an hour doing this, I might as well start new ones, and then maybe I'll finish all the sketches next week. Just got very swamped with freelance last Friday, and it was like too much, so trying to avoid that, but it's tough. Sometimes you get deadlines that all run into each other. Let me pull up this very cute picture of mice I was looking at. Alright, cake. And I'm thinking some kind of like, in Redwall, it's like they always have very floral sounding cakes, like dandelion, or like they have like edible flowers on them. So I kind of want to roll with something like that. So let's get started. Thinking of the pose of the mouse. Maybe the cake is very heavy and he's having trouble. Like it's still a mouse-sized cake for a mouse party, but it's too big for him, you know? Amber Isles, you play the Tom Nook? Yeah. Yeah, I haven't checked that out because I've been lazy. But it does sound cute. You're the shopkeeper. Have the mouse eat the cake? Ooh, you know, that'd be cute is if, like, maybe he stole a little bite for himself, too. Let me think. What's a cute scenario? let me just draw some mouse-like shapes and some cakes and we'll brainstorm. I don't know if I want to do cute little dot eyes, you know, or let me stare at some. I'm just studying from and staring at some little mice up here. And this could end up just being very rough and then making no progress on it except for ideas. I'm just looking at the shapes of mouse heads on this little thing I'm looking at, my ref. There's also a very cute little mole lady looking into a basket with the fat little mouse body like that, little feet like that. Just warm up. I haven't drawn in a couple hours, so I'm re-warming up for the day. I like the head shapes of the little mice here where they have little eye masks and little dot eyes. I think that's kind of cute. And just little teeny noses. Little bodies like so. Like Remy, let's see. What if we had the mouse bake the cake like Remy? Okay. The mouse is the cake? Yeah, the mouse is the cake. Yeah. Let's have the mouse be the chef. So let me just move these mice off to a little corner here. Warm up my pencil a little bit. Let me look up a picture of like cartoon chef. I don't know. Give me some ideas for poses. Or a baker. Yeah, a baker with a big old cake. And I want it to look like maybe it's struggling to carry it or something. Okay. A mouse cake. It could be like a cake. It's a cheesecake, haha, but it has like a little decorative piece of cheese on it, maybe. It makes me think of like I drew fan art of this too, but in Cinderella, the part where Gus the mouse is carrying all that corn stacked up and he's got it between his little like chin and his paw here and he's like struggling to carry all of it. I just think that's cute. I like when mice are dealing with things that are not quite mice sized. Let me actually get rid of these. Maybe the cake the mouse is baking looks like a mouse as well. Oh, it could be like a Cake Boss style like fondant covered mouse cake. For now, I'm just going to make it generic cake shaped and we can figure out the rest later. Just figuring out a pose and a composition. And we can do a few different ideas too. Just trying to figure out. Ooh, I like a this kind of shape for the side of the face. I'm just looking at my ref. I have a couple different refs open. And I like this little dot eye and little eye mask. Maybe he looks a little worried like he's going to drop it and he's sweating. Like, oh geez. And he's got a little chef hat on. Something like that. And I know not all of us in the chat are American, but if you did celebrate Thanksgiving yesterday, what'd y'all eat? Because like I said, I just ate a bunch of sweet potatoes. Let me make sure this is muted. Okay, good. Sorry, I'm making sure my stream's working and I didn't want the audio to double. A cheesecake that looks like a mouse that the mouse is baking. Or you could have, it could be a wedding cake with little mouse toppers, so it's like extra stressful because he has to get it right for a special occasion, you know? It's like 2-tiered or 3-tiered, you know, some like crazy huge cake, and it could be like a vertical piece, or the background could be vertical, and it's like this huge dramatic wedding cake, and that'll give me an opportunity to put some flowers on it too. You know, to make it look kind of floral and red wally. But you get these cute, like, there's the bride mouse and there's the groom mouse on the cake. And it's for a very special mouse wedding. And he cannot mess it up. His job's on the line. He's using all his strength. Let's see. How could I make it look believable that he's carrying it, but still make it look whimsical? Like, because that weight, that's going to fall over. Maybe have it look like the cake itself is a little topsy-turvy. Because, like, he's just getting into baking cakes. He's not quite a professional yet. But maybe he's doing this for, like, a family friend. It's like, oh, yeah, my buddy Mouse Joe can make a mean cake. He's like, yeah, I can do that. Definitely. And this is, like, his first big gig, and he's freaking out about it. I'm coming up with a whole backstory for this mouse. Trying to think of how he would walk very carefully. Like, I don't think he would take big steps, even though I like the look of that. Like, taking a big step like that, it looks cool. But it also looks like he's going to fall over, and he's trying to be careful. I think the plate, maybe tilt it more toward him a little bit, and maybe a little bit smaller, so his nose isn't rubbing in the cake. He's got to be careful. Let's see, let me catch up with the comments. I got lost in the sauce. Didn't you say the mouse likes peanut butter over the cheese? Yeah, mice do prefer peanut butter if you're trapping mice. Peanut butter is a much better bait. So I could do like a peanut butter frosting. That'd be cute. There's a mouse in your room. Oh no. Sorry to hear that. Try have him more downward. His hands to his knees. Yeah. Mouse Joe's a perfect name for him. You should definitely name Joe. Wobbling legs. Yeah, okay, wobbling legs. That's the ticket. Alright, so if he's facing sideways like this, I'm trying to think how to make his legs look shaky. So just have them planted flat, like maybe he's too afraid to take the next step. And then the plate is jiggling, and he's sweating. And his tail is like, he's like freaking out a little bit. He's a little nervous. I'm trying to make it show like he's frazzled. His hair like a Ghibli character where their hair gets a little puffy when they're flustered or whatever. Something like that. I think the plate is too like horizontal. What do you say, tilt it downward? Like maybe it's about to slip. Like it's kind of adding some tension. It's like it's about to slip. Oh no. A little bit smaller. And then tilt the cake a little bit more this way so it looks like it's possible he could save it. It could go either way. He could spill this and it could be a huge disaster, or he could make it to the table. It's going to leave you on the edge of your seat. And the tiers can be a little wonky. Like, I don't want them all the same size. Because he's just kind of learning his way around baking anyway. And I think it's more fun that way. So they're all a little bit different. Kind of wonky. And I'm going for that kids book, kind of modern kids book meets retro kids book kind of vibe. Because that's what I'm trying to work on for my portfolio. And in the little golden books I've been thumbing through for studying, there's a lot of really wonky shapes in those I need to learn from. Like the bear I use for my thumbnail for every live stream, which I want to get better about making like custom thumbnails for every stream because it's annoying to look at all my streams and only like 2 have different thumbnails. That's my fault. But that bear is inspired by a bear from a little golden book who has a bunch of really wonky like shapes in his design. And I think that's really cool. It looks modern but also vintage, and I think that's the sweet spot. And this rectangle is just generic background. Maybe it would be cute to do like a diamond floor, like he's in a fancy event. You know, because he's doing a wedding. He's doing a mouse wedding. It's a very fancy event. I don't think I want anything on the wall because that would, I think, distract from the cake. But maybe like a silhouette of a window with a fancy curtain. Or is that too much? That might be too much, but... Or maybe like a sconce of a candle on the wall or something to suggest that it's like a really fancy venue. And he's very nervous. Tippy toes. Yeah, tippy toes could work too. Let me try that. Maybe Joe is a new cook for a famous restaurant in the Mouse Town. Yeah, he's just getting started. He was like, please give me a chance. And maybe he wanted to really make like... He wanted to be a cook, but they just put him on baking duty. Yeah, let me try the feet planted flat, and then let me try on a new layer really quick with a different color brush. Also, this is incredibly light. I'm so sorry you guys can't even see it. At least on... Hold on. On my end, I can see everything. Let me see. Let me make it darker. Because I have the opacity at 100, but I'm waiting for my stream to catch up. Let me see. Why is my stream not live? There we go. It's like super light on what I'm seeing, what you guys are seeing. It's tough to see. Really darken that layer up. All right, that looks a little bit more visible. Maybe I need to use a bigger brush. Yeah. Thought of Remy when typing that. Bakery and restaurant. Yeah, he could either be a new and aspiring baker who's really struggling to figure it out, or he could be, and I'm just going to use this thicker brush to help define what I've done so far. Not locking in and just making it a tad easier for y'all to see, because it's a little faint. I always forget that it's like way more faint on your guys' end than mine. I have to double check that as I go. I'll still keep it rough. I'm not locking into any of this or committing to any of it just yet. But I think it's a good rough starting point. And I haven't decided if I want to do eyes or if I want to do like dot eyes and then like this with an actual pupil, you know, or if I want to do the dot eye and this is the whole eye and then the rest of this is like a fur mask. This is more modern and like kids booky, but this is also cute, so whatever. I'll see what works better. Or somewhere in the middle where it's like simplified with no iris, where it's just the round black of the eye with no. Something in the middle could work as well. I'm not sold on how the arm is here. I want it to look like he's really struggling. So if it's too solid, like straight, I feel like it's not struggling very much. So maybe put a little bend in it. And then some lines to suggest that he's like having a tough go of it. Maybe Joe's cousins with Remy's. The dots, yeah. I'm into the dots. I'm trying to get more into simpler, you know. I grew up drawing a lot of Disney characters and Neopets and stuff like that, so my instinct is always like the big fancy eyes with irises and pupils and stuff. But I also have to think like what's on trend for like kids books and the kind of stuff that'll get me some good jobs, you know. I have to think with my business brain and my art brain, you know. And a lot of the retro golden books, they have little dots for eyes too, so I dig it. I'm retraining my instincts to be for the type of work I want to get, you know. Not the kind of work necessarily I have been doing. Because right now I do a lot of, like, last week when I was swamped, it was like, oh, do me a logo for a roofing company or a plumber, or, you know, and they want, like, the big cartoony eyes, and I do that well. But it's not necessarily the work I always want to be doing. I want to get into, like, real kids' books, so it's kind of the hope and dream, hence the, like, little golden books theme and everything. The dots are cute. That's how you're interpreting it. Option 3, yeah. Yeah, either of these two I think will work. I think we're gonna nix the like super detailed eyes. Alright, the feet are kind of flat, but I like the tippy toe idea. Let me just make sure everything okay. Looks good. Alright, you can actually see what's going on now, which is good. Oh yeah, berries. Mice love berries too. And also strawberries and like peanut butter goes really well. So if it's like a nice creamy looking peanut buttery frosting with some fresh berries, some like blueberries and strawberries, maybe a raspberry, a little strawberry up here. Either with the leaves, because the leaves add a little bit of pop of green, or they could be like dotted around like, you know, strawberries there, or maybe a little bit of both, some wild looking berries and flowers. Maybe that's more rustic to have the whole berry. and some like dandelions and flowers that he looks like he just plucked out of a garden or something, you know? That might be kind of cute. Let's do the rustic thing. I think that fits. Some blueberries, a strawberry, a raspberry, a nice flower. Get a dandelion in there. You know, something fun. Might be a little busy. I could simplify it later too, but we're just brainstorming here. We're just getting ideas down. Nothing's locked in. It could be how the mice bake wedding cake. Yeah, strawberries or raspberries. Pink frosting would be cute. Maybe that's less wedding. The brown of the peanut butter could be tinted pink. Like the lighting of the room could be pinkish. And then that could influence what's going on with the lighting on the cake. So we could tint everything a little pink or purple to give it that kind of romantic wedding touch without everything necessarily being pink. He's so cute. Thank you. I like him too. I think he's coming out well. Let me do on this new layer. I want to try out the thing with the tippy toes because I'm not sold on the solid planted feet, even though it's like it's a good silhouette. It's solid, but I need to push my poses a little more too. So we're just trying new stuff tonight. Let's see. Tippy toes. Let's try. See what that does for us. Or if that just looks more like, I don't know, it just looks like cat feet maybe. Or, let me think. How else could I convey that he's struggling and like trying to inch his way over to the table? Maybe one foot just barely coming up. He's like scared to fully lift his foot up off the ground, you know? He's like shaking. We gotta remember the sweat too. Like, oh geez. This one's firmly planted maybe. Like, he doesn't even want to move this foot. I mean, the way this is drawn is like a bare foot right now anyway. So I have to kind of like thin it out. Make it look a little more mouse-like, perhaps. Alright, this is getting a little messy for my eyes. So let's put a white layer in between so I can see what I'm doing here. See, this is how I normally sketch for my own personal stuff. I'll just keep redrawing over stuff 800 times until I'm like, yep, that looks good. Let me get some ref open of mice feet. So I have this cute picture of mice, but you can't really see any of the little feeties. So I want to see what other artists did for like Redwall art. It'll be nice when I have that cookbook so I can take a better look. Oh, they're all wearing like dresses and things that hide their feet, which is very convenient, but not so great for my ref needs. Let's see. Do I have any that show the feet? Just that one of a warrior pose, but that's not really what I'm going for. Alright, Redwall mouse illustration. And while that isn't the style I'm going for, because it's very like detailed and traditional, it gives you a good idea of like the anatomy of the mouse without it being just like a real mouse. So it's like stylized but still realistic. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of them were wearing cloaks and dresses and things, so you can barely see their little feet, which is funny. This guy's got skinny little feet. Yeah, they have little teeny claws. The way I've drawn this one especially is like that's a barefoot. They have little teeny weeny claws. So let me think about this. Let me do one more layer of white, just so. Let's think through the feet here. This is why you need reference at all points, kids, because if you just draw with your intuition, sometimes you end up with bare feet on a mouse. So maybe he's just... I'm gonna chunk these up because he's a chunky little guy, but I'm trying to think if he's just barely stepping. Let's see. That doesn't look quite right either. Tricky. Ooh, let me look up Gus from Cinderella. That might be better, because he's a fat little mouse with fat little legs. Gus. Okay, that's better. He's got shoes on, but I can imagine the anatomy of the foot. It's very Disney like simplified, so it just kind of goes from like here's his body to there's his little foot. It's kind of like the bear I was doing, but it kind of goes like this, it looks like. So it kind of rounds it out a little bit. And have it be spiky at the end, something like that. It's tricky. You get stuck on little tricky things. Let me figure out the one that's just flat on the ground, because that should be a little easier. I say as I struggle to find a ref. Where's just a good picture of Gus Gus standing? There we go. I can't be bothered to rotate it, so I'm looking at, he's got his body like this, and he's got his little shoe like this. So how would I translate that to just being, maybe I could give this guy little shoes, which is kind of a cop-out, but that's plan B if I can't figure out the foot in a convincing way. Let's see, because I would like him to be barefooted, because I think that's cuter. I think it makes for a more Redwall-y piece. Is that looks like a rabbit's foot, but I guess that's closer than a barefoot, huh? Years of drawing animals, and I don't know off the top of my head what a mouse foot would look like. I think that would be good. That's better. Okay. So let's take that and flip it and see if that works. And then we want to squish it because he's chubby. And maybe even make it shorter and more stylized. Maybe make this part a little bigger. And he's really putting his weight on it, so I think it's okay if it's like a little squished. Like this, perhaps? Let's see. What does the chat think? I've been staring at my own screen for a second. Let's see. Despero, the book, has little... You know what's so funny? Hold on a second. I went to a little free library, and I actually picked up The Tale of Despero from the little free library. I've not read it. I've never seen the movie, but I know it's about a mouse, so I thought it would be good inspo. And it still has a sticker on it from like the library that somebody like stole it from. It says Holy Family Lutheran School, but it's got the barcode crossed out, so maybe they donated it to the little free library. I don't know. But I have The Tale of Despero, so I was thinking about reading it this weekend. Chilling and reading The Tale of Despero and drawing some mice and figuring this out, you know. Real life mice feet. Yeah, that's true. That was my next step, actually. Let me just look at mouse standing up. It's funny, I've been drawing mice and cats and bears and things like that forever, but I still have to look at PhotoRef to like work it out, you know. Yeah, they have scrawny, skinny little feeties. I think this is a little closer. I think if I made this part furry, like fuzzy, and then the rest of it's like skin, it would look a little bit better. You know? More mousy. Something like that. He's naked, he doesn't have shoes, his feet are brown, not pink. Oh, the rescuers. Oh, duh. Yeah, okay. Bernard, the rescuers. I was gonna do Jake the mouse, but he's not chubby. Yeah, Bernard is chubby and has his little feeties out. That's a good call. Perfect. Okay, yeah, this is about right. I was thinking, doesn't it just go flat on the bottom? There we go. That's a chubby mouse's foot. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. And it goes in like this, and then Bernard's goes like just like really long, but we could shorten it. See, it's almost like the barefoot I had, but it like goes in. So my instincts weren't too far off initially. It's just like it went too suddenly into the foot. But how to smooth it out and make it look cohesive with... Okay. So he's got his fat little butt, and it goes into the foot like so. You ever stare at something so long it just looks wrong no matter what you do? This is why I limited myself to only working on this for an hour, because I can fiddle with this in my own time, but we'll get somewhere. All right, that's better. That's an improvement. We're still not locked in, but that's better than what it was. All right, and get rid of this Gus sketch and all this stuff over here. That's better than what it was. Now to figure out the other foot. So similarly, maybe it's just, he's just barely starting to walk on it. It's just, see, the only difference really is it goes in like this. The barefoot I had before was just like this and then this. It was just too chunky. More bear-like and not mouse-like enough. That foot's too small compared to the other one. This is how much I struggle off stream, by the way. With everything I draw. It's usually 10 times messier than this, actually. Let's see. Wait, look, he's wearing pink socks. Brokefort the mouse has little black feet. Oh, that's true. Yeah, we should clean it up. You're right. But let's, I'm not crazy about the pose of this one yet. Maybe like this, and his foot shaking because he's like nervous. Still not crazy about it. Maybe I should have it fully leaning back just because it looks better. You know? Yeah, that just looks like it eats up this like empty space here. You know? I think it flows well with like whatever's going on here. Okay. I'm just trying to think it through in my head. Maybe he's got his little sleeves rolled up and his little arm here. Okay. And then what's the old rule about like the chin straight down? There should be a heel underneath it to make it look like he's not going to fall over. But I guess it looks okay if he looks like he's going to fall over. Still, I kind of want to shift this just a smidge this way to give him some solid ground. And he's like very hesitantly taking this next step. I think that looks okay. I think that looks better than it did a few minutes ago. Fievel wears shoes, yeah. Yeah, it looks 10 times better now. I agree. I think it's much, much better than it was a few minutes ago. See, this is the kind of trial and error stuff you got to do 100 times. So I'm going to lower the opacity, but I'm going to make sure on OBS that you guys can see what's underneath it before I get cleaning it up a bit. All right. And then let me look at a side profile. Let's see, Redwall mouse. Just show it to me. Or maybe mouse head side view. Okay, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, maybe it's Bianca and Bernard's wedding. I could do like the bride could be purple and the groom could have like a touch of red on him to imply that. That'd be cute. Mouse head side profile. Because I want to do something where it's, because I can do a cartoon, mouse, cat, whatever, but I like how with these Redwall illustrations it's somewhere in between realistic and stylized. So the head shape is like angled like this and has a little mousy nose like so. And this will just be shaded with pink. It's not going to be like a solid outline, you know? But I'll leave it a line for now. And then I kind of like that you can't see a mouth because I think that's a little overkill. I don't think it needs it. I think the worried eyebrows is going to be enough for the emotion. But let me know what y'all think. I'm going to do the dot eye. So I want to keep the character of the sketch, but also keep it simple. Because I want a bunch of simple shapes to make this up. It's going to be the lineless style with some texture going on. So I don't want too many fussy details. And I guess I could add some like texture of like the fur on the edges and things like that. And I may also work on this off stream as well. Because at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 my time, I'll be moving on to sketch requests. So this is a good start. This is more work than I've done on personal work off stream in a long time, so it's all good for me. And I kind of liked when it wasn't a perfect circle. I like that because I noticed that trend in the old Little Golden books as well. The tires on cars aren't quite perfectly circular. They're a little bit wonky. Just everything's a little bit whimsical and wonky. It's like when you see houses in movies like Mary Poppins or Peter Pan, or not Mary Poppins, that's live action. Peter Pan, where instead of like a straight up, here's a door, here's a window, it's like, here's a wonky house where it's like leaning slightly like this and the windows are like this and just interesting shapes. I'm trying to channel that. You can do it, little mouse. Give him dots. Yeah, I like the dots too. I'm team dots. I'm with you guys. And just a line for inside the ear. Don't want to make that super detailed, but have a little fuzz. And his hat would be super simple on top of his head. And I like this weird little shape I did for the chef hat. I was going to redo it, but I kind of like it the way it is. It looks like a muffin top. And I like the weird, like, squared off bottom it's got. I'm kind of into that, actually. I don't want that perfectly curved either. Just add a little something to it. Have some wonky little buttons. And I forget how a chef suit collar, like the neckline looks. I'll have to look that up. But we're just cleaning up this shape here. Maybe a little bit more forward so I can get more of that like claw look that we were talking about. A little pointiness. So it's still cute and rounded off, but it's also claw-like. Just a little tuft of fur there. You know what the mouse foot reminds me of is like when you're drawing a horse, my stylization of the back horse legs were always like this, where it's like very pointy. But it's actually like it doesn't fully go like that. It's like if you round it off, it looks a little bit more realistic. But I guess if you're stylizing, it's okay to do it like super sharp, but that's what this curve in the mouse foot reminds me of, is how you do a horse leg. The more you know about horses. Somehow I get asked to draw cars and horses more than like anything, and of course it's like the hardest things to draw for me. Which I don't mind drawing a cartoon horse, but every time somebody asks me to draw a car, this has been the bane of my existence the last couple weeks. It's been like, okay, if you just want generic stylized car, that's fine. Like, oh, I want a dog riding in a car. Cool. But it's always, I want my 2003 Nissan Altima, and they want like a semi-realistic drawing of their car. It's like dog people. They don't want just generic dog. Like, oh, I have a beagle. They don't want a generic beagle. They want their beagle. And the markings better be accurate because it's their special dog, you know? So it puts the stress on. But with cars, it's even worse because you can't really like stylize a semi-realistic drawing of a Honda Civic or whatever. It's like, geez, they basically want me to do a stylized tracing of a photo of their car. It's very obnoxious, but... Or they want their company's work van and they want it to look like their company's work van and not just like a stylized cartoon van. I'm like, but it would look so much better if it was a stylized cartoon van. All right, let me get rid of all this stuff on the edges. So yeah, car people and dog people, very similar mentality with regards to like, they want it to look accurate. The second foot looks like it has a little face going. Hold on, I want to see. Oh, the second horse foot. Or you mean the one that he's got now? I'm trying to see it. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. I made his hands are pretty chubby. Maybe I should thin out the fingers because he's got little mouse paws. He is a chubby mouse, but he's still a mouse. So his paws would be like little claws at the end like that. And then maybe thicken up his little forearm area here. Add a little fuzz. Yeah, his foot. Do you mean this one? I'm trying to see. Little devil horns. Or I guess this shape on the foot. I don't know. Sometimes when somebody tells you to see something in a cloud and you don't see it, or like an I Spy, or not I Spy, the things where you'd like go in and then squint your eyes and cross them and then zoom out and then you see a boat or whatever. Sometimes it takes you a while to get it, but then when you get it, you can't unsee it, you know? I'm just going with a dandelion shape here and like a generic flower shape here. And this is stuff I'll figure out later, I think. But some berries, some little blueberries, maybe one more flower turned on its side. That might be overkill for detail. Maybe I limit it to just like a couple things and make them bigger to keep it simple. Let's do this little chunk here and maybe one big flower here. Make it like an asymmetrical kind of cake. And then this side's plain, perhaps. And then do like something on this side of the cake up here. So another strawberry and a blueberry. And then one more flower. And then it kind of adds to the wobbly, imbalanced kind of vibe, I think, if it goes like up the cake like that. And then we'll make the bride visually heavier so it goes like left, right, left. And the groom can be, well, if he's like Bernard, he would be a little chubby, but it can just be an homage to Bernard. It doesn't have to be Bernard. I'm going to keep that real simple up here. Big puffy sleeves. Maybe she's holding a little bouquet. We'll keep that very simple up top. Have a tail here, have a tail here. I think we're cooking. I'm still not decided if I want to have like a fancy little window in the back with like some curtains. I'm going to sketch that in just in case I want that. And it can just be a color, so like a solid mauve color and then maybe like a dark blue because it's a nighttime wedding. Or it could be a day wedding, I guess. Maybe baby blue with pink curtains would be cute. And then some kind of like funky diamond flooring. Maybe I draw the diamond flooring and then I'll warp it to give it a little personality so it's not quite so perfect. So like let's distort it. Let's pinch and pull and do something with this to make it not quite so perfect. I mean, it still looks like diamonds, but maybe not worry if it's so perfect. Maybe I'll even hand scribble them in like this on the final art to give it a little bit of like, because I want them not to all be the same size. Just manually scribble it in roughly, and that'll give the floor some scuffed up texture from all the little mouse feeties on it. In my mind anyway, that works. We'll put that underneath with a white layer on top so I can see what I'm doing here. Clean that up a little bit. And also put a line back here for the background. I'm going to crop this all so it's a nice vertical piece. almost like it would be on half of a page and then there'd be text on this side, you know, or the other side. I'm trying to think of like what would look good in a book, you know? That would be cute. Use actual strawberry sizes. Yeah, I could do like a big heavy strawberry. Ooh, you know what? Actually, it reminds me, it could be a real. Here, this is the compromise. It could be a real strawberry size, but it could be a real wild strawberry. Because wild strawberries are very, very small. And I think I've told this story on stream that by the swing set that my sister and I used to play on, there used to be. Ooh, and then the flower could be a strawberry flower. Done. Um, there were wild strawberries, and they were teeny tiny strawberries, and they were delicious, and they were the sweetest strawberries I've ever eaten in my life. Move the mice in the middle of the cake more. It's on the side. Yeah, you're right. It's okay for the cake itself to be topsy-turvy, but I don't know how you could really screw up the placement of the topper. That's pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, scooch them over. Especially the bride. Her dress is falling off. There. I could even have them be like extra big and dramatic and like pop over the top of the cake, you know? Oops. Actually, let's try that. Let's just warp it this way. Yeah, have them pop off the top of the cake a little bit and then extend the cake up a little bit more vertically. I think that's cooler. Because I like stuff that pops out of the frame. And similarly, we'll have his chef hat pop out a little bit. And maybe have some like wiggle lines on his tail to make him look nervous and jittery. Okay. I'm liking that. So yeah, let's redo these strawberries to be, because the wild strawberries that I'm familiar with, they're round. They're like little balls. They're not like strawberry shaped, but they are bigger proportionally for a mouse. So maybe like, I'm just looking at some now. They're like fat little strawberries with very pointy leaves, like so. Let me fix the width of this frosting here. Something like that. And then get rid of the blueberries. Maybe do a dandelion on one layer and like a strawberry. No, the strawberry flower is cuter and more wedding-like, I think. Maybe a strawberry leaf to add a little rustic touch. Because the wild strawberry leaves are also very cute. Fat little round strawberry. Then the strawberry flower is like a perfect little generic flower shape as well, so it's kind of perfect. Yellow with like little dots around it. And let's actually make this one like a leaf. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. I'm going to try to not. Peanut flowers would be cute too. Ooh, that's a good idea. 1 second. Okay, I think I avoided sneezing. W's in the chat. Peanut flower. Ooh, yeah, that purple. That is really cute. I think since we're doing a strawberry cake, strawberry banana, or not strawberry banana, like a strawberry peanut butter, almost like a peanut butter jelly thing, I think I'll stick with the strawberry flower. But I'm keeping the peanut flower, actually. I'm going to screenshot the Google image results for peanut flower because I want to use this in another food item I do for like the feast picture I want to do. I want to do a bunch of pictures of animals making foods in different time periods, different settings, different foods, different animals. So I actually like that idea a lot. But I think for this, I will stick with strawberry flowers. And let me get that leaf ref open. Thank you for the W in chat. You know what? They always say the life hack for not... No, I don't know if I like the leaf. Hold on. Not there anyway. They always say the life hack for not sneezing is like staring at a bright light. I just thought about staring at a bright light and it worked. I literally have a ring light right there. I could have just looked. What is the layer with all the sketches underneath? Let's see. because I want to hide those because it's getting a little messy. Okay, let's hide that. Let's hide that. Okay, we're cleaning it up, folks. Cleaning it up. Let's move this and tilt it like this a ways. I really like the idea of a dandelion cake too, but I think I'll save that for a future thing as well. Something a little more rustic and set in like, this is kind of more modern day or maybe 80s, 90s wedding, you know, style cake. With a little rustic touch with the berries. But for a more Redwall feast piece, I think I'll do dandelion cake. Maybe I'll just stick with the flowers because that is very wedding. Yeah. But I'll do a different angle of the flower. Like maybe it's like the petals turned in this way. Perhaps. I don't know. No, I don't like that either. Actually, let's try the leaf again, but let's try to make it good this time. How about that? Let's do like that. How about that shape? I think that's okay. Do I want one here as well? No. I like keeping it simple, like just one or two things on each layer. They shouldn't mistake them for a pineapple, but in case they do, it'll be red and juicy looking. And the strawberry flowers will be a giveaway. Ooh, maybe I do a limited palette for this too. I just do red, green, and like shades of that. Like, no, because I want to do the peanut butter frosting. I'm not going to limit myself. It could be peachy pink tones, though. That could be very wedding. You know? Maybe the peanut butter frosting is like a peachy kind of color like this. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming color now while I have a few minutes. I have 9 minutes, and then I'll do some sketch requests for the last hour and a half of the stream. Just thinking out loud. I don't even know if I like this color or not. I'm just putting it in. Just thinking. And then maybe a light cake like this. I know this isn't quite peanut butter color, but I'm just postulating. I could keep it all in the same like color families, you know. Cheesecake, yeah, make it more yellowy. I think my screen brightness is low because I didn't want to have that like creepy, like telling a scary story at camp kind of lighting on my face. But let me go turn the brightness up just so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, that's not even so bad on my face. I don't know what I'm thinking. All right, now I can see my color a little better. See that lighting under my... Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. The people watching don't care. Oh, yeah, see, I don't want to use an actual peanut butter color, I don't think, because that's kind of like drab. So I'm going to like exaggerate it. Warm it up, perhaps. Just try some stuff out. You know what we need? We need my best friend. We need Stickman to come in and see what we can do real quick. Not crazy about the purple. It's spinning out for that. Ooh, I like the green, though. That's interesting. Interesting. Let's try a different shade of brown, see what it does. Don't know how I feel about that either. Let's lower the opacity. I'm going to be Googling pictures of cakes a lot, I think, when working on this. To get some ideas for interesting frosting colors. It might just be a classic white wedding cake at the end of the day, but I liked the idea of peanut butter frosting. It's kind of like a peanut butter jelly thing. Yeah, the room isn't pitch black. Yeah, stick main. Stick main is my friend. Yeah, we're gonna think about the colors another day, I think. I might just put a pin in it for the time being. But considering I haven't worked on personal art for my portfolio in forever because I keep putting it off. W's in chat for me getting something done for that. I think this is going to end up being a very cute piece, I think, when it's done. But it needs a lot of work. But I think this is good bones. I think this is something. I'm onto something here. Yeah, I'll think about it. He's so cute. Thank you. Let me get him on screen real quick. W, thank you. All right, let me take a sip of my drink here. Tonight I'm drinking San Pellegrino Melograno in Arancia. I don't know. It's pomegranate orange. It's good. Thank you for the dubs, everyone. W's to everybody watching on a holiday weekend in the United States. Even if you're not in the United States, I appreciate it. All right. I have my list of ideas. I did start, forgive me, I don't remember this character's name, but last week I did start this character. I guess I'll ask you guys in the chat, would you like me to finish up this sketch, like do some black lines and clean it up and finish this one up, or do you want me to move on to something else? It's up to you guys, because I don't know who requested this, or even what the character's name is, but he is cute. And I think I said last time I streamed I was going to finish him, so I don't want to scam you guys by not finishing it if you want to see that. Yeah, everybody say good luck to Joe for the cake. Good luck, Joe. Let's get some good luck, Joe, in the chat. Oh, his name's King. Yeah, sorry. I'm not familiar with the character or the show he's from. And I know it's been mentioned in the previous chat when I was drawing him, but I have the memory of a goldfish, I swear. Okay, let's finish King. Alright. Let me pull up Ref. King from... I do not know the name of the thing King is from. So if you could put that in the chat, I will look up a ref for the color as well. But in the meantime, I can get the line work cleaned up here. Yeah, somebody did. I don't put the names of who suggested what. I just put the name of the character when I do the list. So I never know. Owl House. Okay, yeah, that's right. Because I remember saying everybody tells me. Everybody on the internet says Owl House is really good, and I just have not seen it. So, all right, cool. Thank you. Let me get ref open. Do I have the collar on in this one? Yeah, with the red and the gold. Okay, perfect. All right, and then let me get everything on screen fitting together nicely. Alright, and I'm going to stick with the pose I did last stream, even though it is very similar to a ref I was looking at. I like it, I like looking at it, and I'm going to try to stylize the lines on top in my style to hopefully make it not look like a carbon copy of the ref in the process of doing the lines. So, anybody got any fun plans for this weekend? I will not be doing anything because I was working a lot, and then I went out with my friends a couple times, and it was a lot of fun, but I'm exhausted, and I'm staying in the house this weekend. I am maybe working on some personal work, maybe finishing that mouse piece, maybe just doing studies of things. I am watching a bunch of movies, and I'm eating all the groceries I bought today, so those are my plans. What is everyone else doing? You're just gonna relax? Yeah. I didn't do anything for my Thanksgiving except eat a bunch of sweet potatoes because I wasn't visiting family or anything. But the night before, I went out to burlesque karaoke with a friend of mine, and that was very fun and entertaining. And it is an adult show. It's burlesque, so the people are taking their clothes off in comedic and fun ways. But the highlight act of the night was... And it was, you just got up there and did karaoke, and I did You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette, I did Rollin' in the Deep by Adele, and the performers were doing their routines, they're improvising. But the highlight of the whole night was somebody did Total Eclipse of the Heart. And the routine to that was a guy in a turkey costume, like a cooked turkey. And his head was popping out of it, and he was spinning around in the full turkey outfit and seductively getting in and out of the turkey outfit. It was very funny. So that was my Thanksgiving. It was the night before Thanksgiving, the turkey burlesque performance. It was a lot of fun. Getting to get home with groceries, cool. Gonna get pizza with a friend. These are all great plans. I like what I'm hearing. I was impressed that the performers were improvising because, like, my friend told me about it, and I was like, well, if they're like dancing and performing, surely they have like routines and like you have to pick like songs from like a designated list or something to sing. So I was expecting that, and I'm like, I wonder what songs we'll be allowed to sing. And they're like, no, you can do anything you want. Okay. The DJ got to veto it if he didn't like your song pick, I guess, but basically everybody got to do what they wanted, so I thought that was kind of cool. Let me clean that up here. Also, I want to ask, since I do not have headphones in right now because they messed up my stream, uh, the AirPods specifically, I think because there's a speaker in those and it thought that I was trying to use that as a speaker instead of this. Anyways, I can't hear the Animal Crossing music, so let me know if it's too quiet. I always try to set it at roughly the same volume when I stream. But I have a hard time gauging if my audio levels are good. I haven't heard any complaints yet, so I assume it's fine, but just making sure. Because I don't have a set, like, decibel level I set it to. I just kind of eyeball where it's set on Spotify every time I do it, so just making sure it's good. And then there's a line right here. And that horn. Let's see. Do that here. Yeah, I think in an hour I'll be able to finish some rough color of this one and then probably get started on 2 more sketches. I want to make sure these are even. Are those even? I'm not sure if those eyes are even. No, I'm going to read. Let's see. You don't hear any music? Huh, you should. That is odd. Let me see. Let me check my OBS. Oh, the screen capture is just not working. Cool. So it is a musicless stream. That's fine. I'm not going to mess with it. I don't want to restart OBS again. That's fine. I'll fix it for next time. It should be the Animal Crossing playlist. And it is playing, however, the window capture that's supposed to be playing it on OBS is just not working. Awesome. So that's fine. I like this eye more than this one. So I'm going to try to match, because this one looks crossed. I don't know where I went wrong with that. Wasn't paying attention. Okay. Focus. Let's lock in. Because I like when the pupils like almost cross-eyed. No, that just looks scary. What have I done? It looked better when it was crossed, I think. Yeah, maybe just embrace it. That's cuter. Oh my gosh. I'm overthinking. Let's redo this eye, actually. Just start fresh with that one. Yeah. To make it... You know what? I'm going to do a quick cheat and then adjust, because it's not going to be perfect if I duplicate it and flip it. It's going to be okay. Yeah, see, I don't like how it runs into the tooth there, so I'm going to have to fix it. And then fix it on the other side as well. And I don't want them to match, because I think that's silly. I want them to be a little bit different. And I like that they're not exactly the shape of the ref either. They're a little wonky. Because his are like just round, perfectly round. But I wanted to do something a little different. Okay. Merge that down. Then let's fix this shape on this side. Yeah, they're sisters, not twins. Yeah, Cross is cuter. Yeah. Yeah, it was looking kind of creepy. It was looking a little, 1,000-yard stare like that. Little creepy. Alright. The collars like this. Erase that, square that off. Get rid of this stuff. I think this is a solid enough start for the lines. I'm going to get rid of the sketch and do some cleanup. Yep, because I messed up when I moved that eye. I knew there was a piece of the skull that needed a little adjustment right here. Okay, that's a little better. And just little areas that need to be fixed. And cleaned up. And I think I'll do a flat color pass and then maybe an adjustment layer for the shading, because I do want to do a layer of shading on this guy. I think it'll look cool. I like all the ref I'm seeing. I like the nighttime lighting on, if at least on my end. The picture it pulls from like the Disney Wiki. It looks like a little moodier kind of lighting, so it's not daylight. I'm going to adjust that by doing like a bluish kind of color here for the background. And then let's see if I can make this a reference layer and then just fill this in with something. Not the final color of anything. Just easier to get a base in this way. 2, 3, like that. Okay, and then some cleanup underneath. Because see how it doesn't quite, I don't know if you can tell, but it doesn't quite get underneath these lines because it's such an uneven brush. So I have to manually go in and clean that up. But that's a pretty fast way to get a nice flat layer of color going on. I'm so perplexed that my Animal Crossing music isn't working. That's one thing that hasn't gone wrong yet since I started streaming, but of course, everything that can go wrong will. You know, it's just one of those things. I've gotten better at recovering, though. Like, not panicking when my stream doesn't work and just fixing it. So far, so good. I think it only really shut down that one night where it just didn't work. Or did I recover it then, too? I don't know. Live and learn. Ooh. Alright. We're going to alpha lock that. And then start putting in real colors. So, kind of want to do an off-white gray for the horns. It's not pure white because I think that would be a little too bright. Yep. I think the lightest or the brightest thing in the picture should be his eyes, so that yellow is going to be the most pure bright color going on. And then I'll just do a shadow layer on top. Easy peasy. And then we'll do one more sketch at least. I won't promise two, depending on how much I like the thing that I draw next. We'll see how much time I want to put into it, you know? We'll see. Let's do this. It's almost a little bit green gray. Trying to color pick without color picking. That doesn't look too bad. You're gonna skedaddle because your attention span's making me read. That's cool. Enjoy. I'll catch you later. I'll post this final art tomorrow to Twitter. And nobody bullied me, but I did eventually post the stuff that I worked on the previous stream, the Patamon and the Trubbish from a stream like 100 years ago. I finally posted that on Twitter. It only took a few weeks, right? My social media game is terrible. This is why I'm shocked that I even get a single viewer, honestly. I'm amazed. I do like no promotion, I'm inconsistent, and people still show up. I'm really thankful. Because I could easily just sit here talking to myself for 2.5 hours. Easily. And just draw whatever I feel like. It would just be more animals with food and me talking to myself about the decisions I'm making. But it's nice that people are tuned in for it. It's a little bonus. Because it's really nice to get the real-time feedback, you know? It's invaluable. Like what people are digging and not digging. Because I could be in my own head all night about, like, is this right? Is this cute? I don't know. And, like, my friends don't know. They'll just say everything's cute. But people watching an art stream have opinions, and I like that. I like when people have opinions about what they're looking at. Alright, the claws are also the same color. Patamon, yeah, he's a little cutie. He came out cute with his little go-go juice. Just a little ball of cute. And the skull is like a darker bone color, it looks like. Not quite the same color as the teeth and the claws. It's like the color of the Crocs I have. So I remember I wanted a pair of Crocs just for running errands, because I have pathetically sensitive little feet, and all shoes hurt my feet in this world except for Crocs with socks. My feet are that sensitive, I can't even do Crocs barefoot. They hurt too much. But anyway, I wanted just a nice clean looking pair, and all the white Crocs for whatever reason on the website were sold out. I was like, why is these, I guess they're so high demand, just the plain white Crocs. So I had to get the bone color Crocs. So that's what I think of when I think of bone color. He's not on Instagram yet. No, you're right. I gotta update Instagram. I accidentally the other day I put up like, for just a split second, I have like a regular Instagram with like real photos of me, and I put like just a photo dump of regular real life photos on the art Instagram for a second, and I was like, shoot, and deleted. I was just like, this year I'm thankful to be in my favorite city in the world, with like just pictures of my life from the past month or whatever, and put it on the art Instagram. I was like, oops. Oopsies. But I didn't update the art Instagram with art while I was there, because I'm bad at social media, so. Let's do this kind of bright yellow. I think it looks a little deeper yellow actually in the rough, but I want it to be bright still. Yeah, I'll update Instagram tomorrow with maybe I'll do like the sketches as one. I'll put Patamon up front, and then any of the other sketches I haven't uploaded that I wanted to share. And then I'll do a post with Trubbish, because I think Trubbish deserves his own post, because I really like how that one came out actually. I like the garbage around him. Which is a weird thing to say. I love the garbage. I love the trash. I think it came out cute. He deserves his time in the sun. Should color the Patamon. You know what? Maybe I'll do that. You're actually tuned in, so maybe, you know what? I'll just go back to Patamon and add some color. While you're here, you know? Why not? And then I'll spin for a new sketch next week. And I will actually stream next week. It was just this last week. I was like, let me see how I'm doing around 2 p.m. because I knew that morning was going to be busy. And like I've mentioned before, I do a lot of work through Fiverr. So I have these constantly ticking deadlines. And I had all the deadlines and I was meeting them one by one, but every single one kept coming back with like revision request, revision request, revision request. And it was like, this isn't happening today. I need to play catch up. And I did. And I caught up, but at what cost? But it was that whole Friday and Saturday. I was just getting everything done. It was crazy. But it pays my bills, and I don't have to get a real job, knock on wood, so I can't complain too much. But it was just like everything at once, so that's my biggest complaint is when it's an avalanche of stuff that everybody needs right now for a deadline right now. And you wouldn't think there's that many people that need cartoons within like 48 hours, but you'd be surprised. I don't know how they all find me at the same time, but it always happens. And like simultaneously grateful for it and stressed out by it, so, you know. Alright, so base color. Let's duplicate. This is how I'm going to do let's do lower the brightness, make it darker. A little more saturated, and then tint it like purple. Maybe. Color balance, make it bluer. Yeah. Something like that. A little purplier. Something like that. Okay, it's not quite perfect because see these little fuzzies because of the brush I used. But pay no mind to that. We're going to mask it and we're going to go paint the light in with, let's do the round render brush because that's fun. Just to add a little something. Let's have the light coming from up top. Just cause. Nice moonlight, perhaps. And we'll change the background color to be darker as well to reflect that. Actually, I kind of liked what it was doing right here. So maybe just have the light go to here. Yeah, I like that. Oh good, his nose is black. I thought I forgot to color it. Let's do a little bit of a shine on the metal. A little bit of this. I'll do something similar for Patamon with like the painting the light on, but maybe not as dramatic and nighttimey as this. We'll do something cutesy and warm and happy. I'm gonna go add the shadow back in here in a second because I messed that up. Like right underneath this hand there should be a shadow. And then underneath the tummy there should be a shadow. And then maybe just fade it out. So just a little bit of lights touching the side of that maybe. It's not super bright, the lighting. I think that looks kind of cool. Then we're going to do highlight on top. Like that. Okay, that's kind of cute. And then, what did I want to do? There was something else. Maybe highlight these teeth a little bit. Make them a little shiny and bright. Oh, I was going to change the background color. That's what I just said. Let's do this. Okay, that's not bad. And then make the background color something darker. Something where you can still see them. I use purple a lot, I feel like, but it just works. When it just works, it just works. This gray blue is not bad, though. Maybe something like that. How do we feel? Let me put him front and center here. I think that's pretty cool for a sketch. I'm gonna take this is an excuse for me to take a drink of my drink before I move on to Patamon coloring. For a quick sketch, I think that's alright. And then let me look up Patamon here. Alright, Patamon. What did I look up before to find his juice box? Patamon juice. Yep, there he is. Alright. There's his little juice box. He orange, yeah, he orange with little gray paws and blue eyes. Blue and orange is a great color scheme. It's iconic. Alright. Just move this ref to the side so I can see. Alright. One sketch done. Let's revisit Patamon, shall we? Let's actually just duplicate this, just in case I mess it up. Actually, we're going to keep this grayscale layer. I like that the meat is still there. We'll keep that. And these little bats I did. Little bat faces. Ooh, I have to think of a piece to do with a bat involving food. That'd be cute. Anyway, I'm going to keep this grayscale layer and I'm just going to clean it up. And we're going to use this as the base color layer. And I'm actually going to try to really get under the like edges of this dry ink brush with these little spots so we don't get the same issue that we had with King a second ago. I think this isn't even the right brush. That's fine. This round brush works well for this task. Getting under all those little dots and grooves and spots. I'll do the tummy color on a separate layer because it's already nicely separated like that. And actually, okay, good. The eyes are already on their own layer. That's perfect. Yeah, this will be easy peasy. I'll have time to do colored outlines and everything. I'll do the works. We can just make this a nice short stream. Because I made some beautiful little sliders and I have leftovers and I want to eat them. So that's where my mind is. I'm just like, ooh, I didn't eat a big enough dinner. I'm going to have a late second dinner, like a hobbit. Well, I guess their thing is second breakfast, but I think hobbits would also support second dinner. It's like dinner and supper as two separate meals. My roommate, or whatever, brought me some dinner rolls, and I turned them into sliders, and they came out great. So we're going to do this on a separate layer. And then the juice on its own layer. Oh, and the paws are already separated. This is great. I did so much work for myself last stream. It's really limiting the work I need to do this stream. It's a beautiful thing. Patamon is the perfect being. I think you're correct in this assessment. Patamon has never done anything wrong in its entire existence. A perfect little angel. Just look at that face. Has this creature ever done anything wrong? No. Ooh. We're just softening up these eyes. Give them a little glow here. Yeah, I like that. Then I want to clean up any of these pencil lines that are a little bit wobbly or otherwise need touching up here. I would do lineless for this one, but I kind of like the character that the lines are giving, like the details like the juice box and stuff. So I think I'll do colored lines as a compromise between lineless and black line with color. I think sometimes colored lines are the way to go if you want to keep that line art character. I really like the little juice box. Take care of some of these little white spots in the eyes. It's okay to have a couple, I think, though, because zoomed out you can't really tell. I want to clean up this line here. And right here. He's literally the embodiment of hope. That's part of his lore, and I love him. I don't think they could have designed a better character for this. I feel hope when I see this character's face. I am filled with joy and hope. That's cute. That's very sweet that that's the actual lore. Being completely Digimon ignorant. And feel free to drop any Patamon facts or lore in the chat. I'll read them all. I want to understand this creature. Why was he given a juice box? What is the backstory for that particular frame of that episode? Is Patamon known for enjoying juice? Or was this just a one-off occasion? A special treat? I don't know why I'm so enchanted by the juice box. I just think it's really cute. And we're going to do this color. Yeah, this is all one color. And it's just gray for now, but we're really quickly going to change that. Do all this on one layer, and then do the two and the lines on a separate layer. And we're not going to do the chew text or whatever. That's a little too much detail for this stream. Just the two is good. But I will match the colors of it. Also, I don't want to mess up the Japanese text. But I guess the word chew could fit. But the number 2 is good. You can tell it's a squeezy juice thing. And then one more layer for the second color. I'll clean this up. And then I can start turning this into actual Patamon colors. Get some vibrancy in here. And then we'll pick a background color. Alright. This is the belly. Alpha lock. Let's get a nice big brush. And a buttery light yellow. No real lore, he was just hungry. He likes food. Aw. He's a holy Digimon and part of the duo of Patamon and Gatomon. Hope and light. He's a sweet baby angel. He is angelic. I'm like, I want to know the deep lore about the juice box. He hungry. He cute and hungry. That's the lore. Alright, I'm eyeballing this orange, so you let me know if this feels like not quite the right orange. I'm using my heart here. Like a creamy orange. Ooh, I gotta fix his paws just now. I might even take the paws and make them their own layer just so I can avoid messing them up. Cut and paste. Alpha lock. Let's make that dark gray. Let's see, his attack. In Japanese it's air shot. In English it's boom bubble. And when he does it he goes boom bubble pop. And it's adorable. Aww. Even his attack is cute. Just designed to be the most cute and hopeful little guy. And we're going to get a nice bright blue. It's almost green. Very saturated. Deep and rich and saturated eye color. Maybe even brighter than that on the bottom. Like that. And maybe a little darker on the top just to make it look a little more rich. A little bit like that. Oh, There's a little mistake here. Let's clean that up, right? Oop. What did I do? Oh, it's because this layer is on top. Easy fix. Alpha lock. Like this, maybe? Sorry if you could hear my throat make weird noises just now. This is what I get for drinking carbonated beverages on stream, but I can't help it. It's so delicious. Nobody is paying me to say this. They sell these at Trader Joe's and they're very good. He's also seen having ice cream, Starbucks, string cheese, ramen, fruit, etc. in the show. He likes eat. He eat. He deserves it. He deserves a treat. Let's do a clipping mask for the shading, and we'll change the color. Because the one in the show is, I'm sure it's for budget reasons, it's just kind of like a darker version of the orange. But I'd like making it a little warmer and more saturated. Doing something more like that, or maybe in a little bit more red. Something like that. I like that a little better than the grayer tone. I'm just painting that on. Or should I do, you know what? I'll do an adjustment layer perhaps, like I did for King. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll come back. Let's finish the coloring of the juice box. This is like a pinkish coral color. These little accessories are, or these touches are. The 2 is yellow. Gold. Oops. And then the juice box itself, it's like a silver, a light silvery kind of pouch, like a Capri Sun. Okay. One thing I do want to try, let me try duplicate this so I don't screw it up. Let's try Stickman with this orange because I want to see what it gives me with this orange. And if it's something interesting and cool. I like the pinks it's throwing at me. Let's just do a light wash with this. I'm not going to keep it this crazy though. Just want to see if I can get some texture and see if how I feel about it and how you feel about it as the Patamon expert, the Patamon lover. Oop. And if you'd rather just do basic Patamon color. I don't know how I feel about that on Patamon because it's such a soft, squishy little baby. Maybe I just keep it soft and squishy and then just do soft coloring. I don't know. How do we feel? I'm going to leave it with the light texture here. You tell me how you feel. If you'd rather the texture or soft shading. The pinker tone for shading pink and orange is cute. Yeah. Because I like the pinks that Stickman threw in there just now. But I don't know how I feel about the texture. I guess if it's all over the whole image, it kind of looks cohesive, but and never apologize for liking this cute little baby. Never apologize. Because what I could do also is flatten all the color into one layer and then do a nice little soft shading like I just did on King. And tint that a little pinkish purplish for the shading. While I'm contemplating that, I can alpha lock the line layer. Yeah, I feel that. All right, we're going to turn it off. I want to do some colored outlines as well. So let's do a pinker tone. I might even do a soft little pink textured overlay on top at the end. We'll see. I'm going to go fix the non-orange areas in a sec. but this will really soften up the picture. I also want to kind of do a peach or like some kind of soft color background as well instead of the harsh white. So let's really cute this up. Let's get a little peach tone in here. Oh, that's cute. He peachy. Little peachy baby. And then we're going to do, I think black for the eyes or maybe dark blue. So it's super high contrast compared to the body. So you really are looking at those eyes. Oops. But black for the actual pupils. Dark blue for everything else. Like midnight blue. To where it's almost black. But just a little bit softer. I think that works. And then we'll use that for anything else that's supposed to be black. Just this dark blue. Oh, notice something in the eye here. Get rid of that. That's better. Back to the outlines. Let's make this, since this is a silvery pouch, let's do like a purpley blue. That kind of reads silver to me. And we'll do like a dark red for that line of the claws. I'm trying not to hiccup and make noises because the soda I had. Why do I do this to myself? I should just be drinking water on stream. But I've been good at suppressing sneezes and hiccups and things like that, so. Doing well. Been my favorite since you were really, really little. Yeah, he's a cutie. I get it. I really like I've never, I enjoy Pokemon as a thing. I like drawing Pokemon because they're cute. But my favorites have always been Snorlax, and I also really like Dragonite. And Dragonite has a very similar orange baby energy to this guy. So, I get it. Big orange squishy baby. Very similar colors, actually. Like creamy orange. Like a little creamsicle. Which I don't know if I told this story before on stream. I forget what I say to who. My favorite dessert as a kid were like creamsicles with vanilla in the middle, orange on top. And my dad bought a bunch of them for me when I was going to get my tonsils taken out. As like, oh, this is your little treat to help you get back to health, you know? But then I got my tonsils taken out and I couldn't eat anything except Jell-O for like 3 weeks without crying because it hurt so much. And by the time I got better, he and my sister had eaten all the creamsicles that he bought for me. And then he didn't buy me anymore. So I was very upset. I wonder if he remembers that. Probably not. That's silly. I think I did. I got like a Happy Meal or something after like my throat had healed or whatever, and like a chocolate shake or something, but it wasn't the same. I wanted my creamsicles. He like bought a freezer full of ice cream for me, and then it was just for him and my sister. Jerks. But like I get it. If there's ice cream in the house, I'm eating it. So like I get it. Runs in the genes. Can't let a dessert sit uneaten. It's impossible. My dad especially, sweet tooth. He got an advent calendar one year that was just like this giant solid block of Hershey's chocolate that you could like snap off a piece of every day, and it was supposed to in theory last the entire month of December. He ate it in maybe 4 to 5 days. Just like a mouse eats a block of cheese. Crazy. All right. I'm going to duplicate this just in case I mess it up because I want to flatten all the colors. And that's kind of unnecessary because there's enough layers where I could do this on the same document too, but oops. Okay, keep that, delete that. Delete all these unnecessary layers. Sketch layer. I think that's it. Ooh, I wanted to, really quick, add like a highlight to the juice box. Like just the edges. Okay, just something subtle. I can do that on a different layer too. So I'm going to, not the highlights, not the outlines. What is this? Okay. I'm going to merge all these into one solid color layer, duplicate it, and let's make this the shading layer and see what we can do here. Lower the brightness, increase saturation, tint it pink, maybe not that saturated, pinkish, and then let's play with color balance. A little more bluish, a little more reddish. Okay. And then let's play with curves because I want to get it a little darker on the belly there. Let's just toy around with these. Oh, I like the purple going on there on the belly now. I think that's cute. But I don't want it that intense. Okay, that's better. And then make it a little less bright. It's interesting how it's green on the eyes there. But let's just see. And then let's do mask. And then I think I want to do like a pink wash over everything too. So we're going to see how this looks as a shadow. Paint the light in. We'll have the light coming from over here. So we can get a nice shadow going like that. I'll go back in and paint some of the shadow back in to areas that I overshot it. But I want those eyes nice and blue. I don't really want the green going on. There's already shading in the eyes, so it's fine if there's none on this layer. And I might even do just where the nose is, just a little bit dark to imply like a bump. Because I think that's cute. It also looks a little bit blushy. A little blushy nose. I think that's kind of sweet. And we'll just have a highlight on the edge here. Highlight here. And then maybe a big wash of highlight, like, or maybe just the edges. Yeah, just the edges, just because it looks cool. Not all lighting is necessarily going to be completely logically consistent, but I like to have a little bit of the lighting everywhere. Just a little bit on the edge here. Have a good night. Peace. You have a good night as well. I'm almost done here anyway, so I'm going to wrap up Patamon and then probably call it for this evening. What's a nicer, bigger textured brush I could use? Is that really it? Yeah. This is my best one. I love this round render brush. It's just not very big. Well, this document is very big, rather. So, I need this same brush, but like 6,000 by 6,000 pixels. Please and thanks to Jing Sketch or whoever. Yeah, it's Jing Sketch, this brush. I love this brush. It's the perfect brush, I think. It's not perfect because it could be a little bit bigger. But other than that, it's perfecto. We get a nice highlight on the tummy. Let's just highlight the whole juice box, I think, except for the side. And I'll go back in and add a little shadow underneath the juice box and the arm there. But otherwise, I want this tummy highlighted. Make it round and squishy. Like a big jelly bean. Big bean bag. And then I want rim lighting over here too. Just to bring more of that orange in. And maybe I'll have like a pink orange fade on top. Round off this little butt here. Maybe this. I'm just cleaning up these edges. Ooh, maybe I want lighting here too. It's like coming from underneath. It's bouncing or something. I don't know. I just want some of that orange there. Just a touch of it. And then round this off. I don't want any sharp points anywhere on this guy. Him squishy. He's beanbag and friend shaped. There shouldn't be anything pointy. Right in there. Maybe I fade that out so it's like... Whoops, wrong thing. There we go. Ooh, maybe I do that thing where like, I can't remember what it's called, but like a human ear, you can see the red through it because of the lighting and the blood and whatever. Point is, some of the light could shine through the wings a little bit and make some of that orange visible. So I want to try that. I cannot remember what it's called for the life of me, but just have a little bit of that orange as if the light's shining through, you know? Also, I think that's kind of cute. To have some of that orange peek through, perhaps. The thinnest part of it. I know they're pretty heavy duty, but I also just want an excuse to bring that orange back in a little bit. Because him orange, and him should be orange. Something like this. Maybe I pull this back a little bit. Oop, wrong way. I keep forgetting I'm painting with the shading. Just dull that a little bit. It's real subtle. And then I'm going to do a texture layer on top with orange and pink in it, which I think will tie it all in. Except maybe not leave it on the eyes so the eyes stand out nice and bright. So let's do Bonobo chalk. Let's do a nice pink over our guy here. And then we'll do orange. Or maybe I'll alpha lock it and I'll paint orange on it too, to bring some more of that orange back in. Because I think maybe there's too much pink now. Let's do alpha lock, and then we're going to paint with Nico Roll. It's a nice big brush. And let's do some orange. Just kind of scatter that throughout. So there's a little bit of pink in there, mostly orange. And then we're going to play with these adjustment layers. Usually overlay is the way to go, but that just kind of oversaturates it. So we're going to play with it. Ooh, that linear light's kind of cool. Ooh. On my end, that really warms it up and adds like a fiery kind of orange to it. It's a little hyper-saturated, but I kind of like that. I'm kind of digging that. Let me put him front and center on screen. And then I want to add just another layer of just noise to add a little bit more texture in. But it's like a soft texture. So we're just going to add basic. Yeah, just a little bit of grit. Just really fuzz him up a little. How are we feeling about that? Let me leave him on screen. If you're still here, I can't tell if anybody's in the chat still. I hope you're here, because I'm going to wrap it up based on my opinion, or the opinion I receive on Patamon, as I adjust myself in my seat here. Sorry for the radio silence there. Oh, I see a heart. I think that's a good reaction. Oh, let me make sure. Perfectly centered on screen, Patamon. He looks so cute. Beautiful. Okay. Awesome. I'm also very happy with Patamon. I think the soft shading was the way to go. He looks like a nice, softly lit little beanbag. Hello, and bad timing. I am about to sign off for the evening because I am hungry. And I'm going to sit and watch a movie and eat my leftovers. But I will show you what I drew tonight, and I'll be posting it on social media as well. So I finished up coloring of Patamon here, since the individual who requested Patamon is here in chat, throwing hearts my way. Thank you so much, Mountain Dreams. Finished up coloring on Patamon. I also finished up some quick coloring on a sketch of King from Owl House that I started a few weeks ago. And I started a concept for a portfolio piece I'd like to work on of a mouse balancing an elaborate mouse wedding cake for mice. Just something I'm going to work on both on and off stream, and I'll work on it in bits and pieces on streams. So, yeah, I'm about to sign off for the evening, but that's what I worked on tonight. Not bad output, I think, for 2-hour stream, roughly. Just under 2 hours. But I will be back next week to work on some new sketches, new sketch requests, and maybe some progress on that portfolio piece as well. So thank you for tuning in, everyone who did. I'm shocked I still get more than one viewer, but thank you for being here. I'll post Patamon and King sometime tomorrow on my Instagram and Twitter. So, and thank you for tuning in at the last second here. I appreciate you popping in and commenting at all. Thank you so much. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my leftovers and chill. So you guys have a great and fun and relaxing weekend, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.